Thank you so much for having me here. And what a privilege and pleasure to be amongst the esteemed panelists. And lovely to have been hearing all of you speak about your, top thoughts on D&I. The way I would want to, share my opening comments is the fact that we are having a conversation where, people from across the world have joined in a forum to discuss about what is the current scenario in D&I and where does the world go in D&I. In organizations, of course, it is a journey. And I remember you mentioned that, way back then, maybe a couple of decades ago, there was no conversation about D&I. But now there is a conscious awareness. There are choices that organizations are making. There are choices that the candidates are making, because most of the workforce is of millennials. I think I was reading somewhere that 70% of the workforce in the next few years will be millennials. And today, and especially in the last 2 years, with the way the world has been, I think a lot of individuals have pivoted priorities of their lives very differently from what it had been for so many years. And that kind of, that's a huge element, especially for organizations, to create that kind of a climate or that kind of an ecosystem where candidates who make a choice to choose an organization where diversity is a fundamental requirement, that ecosystem is present. It's not only towards getting to a certain number or getting to a certain target or to be compliant to governance norms, sustainability norms and stuff like that. Those are important. What is more important than that is to create that ecosystem where people can bring in the transformation in mind. Diversity is about being open, creating space for different kind of people, for thought, skills, ethnicity, color, all of that. So it is a transformation that that people need to bring in, and the organization need to create that kind of an ecosystem and allow that transformation to manifest in the organization through initiative, practices, targets, goals, etc., etc. I mean, at HDFC ERGO, it's been a journey for us, and we started with gender and then we added abilities. But what is more important is that there's a commitment from right at the top to make this a priority in the organization. It's not just a tick in the box HR agenda. And I'm so grateful to Suman for having shared that this cannot be a human resources agenda to drive D&I culture in the organization. So fortunately, we have leaders in the organization who have personal commitments towards how it's going, and more organizations are really doing it. I was reading a very interesting article, and I'm going to just take another minute to quote that, where I read that an organization, a really large organization in India, has created an initiative where they're welcoming homemakers to come and make a second career or first career within the organization. I think that's a tremendous step towards inclusivity. And they say that who says that the experience that the homemakers have had is not an experience that can't be relevant to the organization? I think these are really initiatives, these are really thoughts that are challenging the unconscious, sometimes unspoken biases. And I think each one of us here and the larger ecosystem that works is somewhere contributing to build those blocks, or they are like the building blocks which eventually creates a world which is far more inclusive and far more respectful to people of different skills and thoughts and ethnicities and diversity and whatever may be the word. And it doesn't end just by organization. I think there is a movement, and rightfully so, and we can see a lot of that happening in Asia as well, that it's transcending beyond just organizations and corporates. So more about that as we go along with the discussions. But this is what I want to say. And I'm so pleased to personally see that so many people have actually invested the time and resources to talk about D&I, and that is huge.